Sarah's heart raced as she entered the opulent ballroom, her eyes scanning the crowd for Marcus. The crystal chandeliers cast a warm glow over the sea of designer gowns and tailored suits. She spotted him near the bar, his arm casually draped around a stunning blonde. Sarah's stomach dropped as she recognized Victoria, the heiress to a tech empire. As she approached, Marcus's eyes widened in panic. "Sarah, I can explain," he stammered. But the diamond on Victoria's finger told Sarah everything she needed to know. The confrontation that followed was brutal. Marcus sneered, calling Sarah beneath his status, and declaring that true love couldn't compete with the wealth and connections Victoria offered. Sarah fled the gala, her world shattered. Weeks later, Sarah watched from afar as Marcus and Victoria exchanged vows in a lavish ceremony. She clutched the acceptance letter from the University of Toronto, her ticket to a new life. As the newlyweds drove off in a Rolls-Royce, Sarah boarded a plane to Canada, vowing to reinvent herself. The next 5 years were a whirlwind of academic achievements and career milestones. Sarah threw herself into her engineering studies, graduating at the top of her class. Internships at prestigious firms followed, each one propelling her further up the corporate ladder. By the time she landed her dream job at a major engineering firm, the heartbroken girl from the gala was a distant memory. Sarah's transformation was complete. She gazed out at the Toronto skyline from her luxury penthouse, sipping champagne as she celebrated her latest promotion. The designer clothes in her closet and the sports car in her garage were testaments to her success. She had it all except revenge. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. Late one night, Sarah's phone lit up with a number she never thought she'd see again. Marcus's voice on the other end was desperate, pleading for help. His business empire had crumbled. Poor investments and Victoria's family cutting ties had left him bankrupt. To add insult to injury, Victoria had left him, taking half of his remaining assets in a messy divorce. As Marcus sobbed about losing his mansion and cars, Sarah's mind raced. This was the opportunity she had been waiting for, though she never dared to hope it would actually come. With saccharine concern in her voice, Sarah offered her support, setting in motion an elaborate plan years in the making. Phase 1 of Sarah's revenge plot was deceptively simple: false sympathy. She scheduled regular video calls with Marcus, offering a shoulder to cry on and an ear for his woes. Each conversation was carefully crafted to build trust and dependency. Sarah played the role of the concerned ex-girlfriend to perfection, all while laying the groundwork for her true intentions. As Marcus grew more desperate, Sarah moved to Phase 2, the investment trap. She casually mentioned her insider knowledge of the booming Canadian markets, painting a picture of easy wealth just waiting to be claimed. Marcus, eager to reclaim his former glory, took the bait. Sarah guided him to invest his remaining funds in carefully selected ventures, all doomed to fail. Within weeks, Marcus's financial situation had gone from bad to catastrophic. With Marcus at his lowest point, Sarah initiated Phase 3, the immigration illusion. She leveraged her corporate connections to create a web of fake job offers and visa approval letters. Each document was meticulously forged, designed to withstand scrutiny. Sarah presented this fabricated opportunity as Marcus's last chance at redemption, a fresh start in a new country. Desperation made Marcus an easy target for Phase 4, the escalation. Sarah convinced him to liquidate his remaining assets, promising to reimburse him once he arrived in Canada. The house he grew up in, the car gifted by his late father, all sold off based on Sarah's assurances of a brighter future. With each sale, Marcus burned another bridge to his past, unknowingly trapping himself in Sarah's web. Phase 5 was Sarah's masterpiece of manipulation. She created an entire fictional life for Marcus in Toronto. Fake rental agreements for a luxury apartment, doctored bank statements showing a joint account flush with funds. Every detail was accounted for, designed to give Marcus hope while setting him up for the ultimate fall. As Marcus's departure date approached, Sarah executed Phase 6, the countdown. The day before his flight, she sent a frantic message about an emergency, requiring additional funds for customs clearance. It was a final twist of the knife, designed to drain the last of Marcus's resources and leave him completely vulnerable. The airport scene was the culmination of Sarah's revenge, Phase 7 in all its cruel glory. Marcus arrived with a single suitcase, his eyes bright with hope for his new beginning. But as he approached customs, his world came crashing down. His visa was suddenly canceled, and a text from Sarah revealed the horrifying truth. It had all been an elaborate ruse, payback for his betrayal years ago. Sarah's final act of destruction, Phase 8, ensured Marcus had no way back. His house was sold, his bank accounts empty. He didn't even have enough money for a return ticket. The man who once sneered at Sarah's humble beginnings now found himself homeless in a foreign airport, thousands of miles from anyone who might help him. From her corner office in downtown Toronto, Sarah watched the security footage of Marcus's breakdown with cold satisfaction. Reports trickled in of his descent. The former business tycoon now resided in a homeless shelter, while Sarah celebrated her promotion to vice president. She had achieved everything she set out to do, surpassing Marcus in every way and orchestrating his complete downfall. But victory tasted bitter. As Sarah basked in her revenge, a chance encounter with Marcus's former assistant revealed a shocking truth. Marcus's original betrayal hadn't been entirely of his own making. Victoria's family had orchestrated the whole thing, threatening to withhold critical medical treatment for Marcus's ailing mother unless he broke things off with Sarah and married their daughter. The revelation sent Sarah reeling. Suddenly, the moral high ground Sarah thought she occupied began to crumble. Had she become the very monster she once despised? The elaborate scheme she had crafted with such precision now seemed cruel and excessive. Sarah found herself at a crossroads, torn between savoring her hard-won revenge and grappling with the weight of her actions. As night fell over Toronto, Sarah stood at her penthouse window, staring at her reflection in the glass. The successful businesswoman looking back at her seemed like a stranger. In that moment, Sarah realized she had a choice to make. She could continue down this path of vengeance, reveling in Marcus's suffering, or she could choose redemption by reaching out to help him rebuild his life. The decision weighed heavily on Sarah's conscience. She thought back to the heartbroken girl at the gala, the years of pain and determination that had brought her to this point. But she also remembered the kind-hearted man Marcus had once been, before ambition and family pressure had twisted him. Sarah's finger hovered over Marcus's contact in her phone. One call could set in motion a new chapter, a chance at forgiveness and healing for them both. But it could also open old wounds and undo everything she had worked so hard to achieve. As the city lights twinkled below, Sarah took a deep breath, knowing that her next move would define not just Marcus's future, but her own humanity as well.